Hi, I'm Michaela Burton from Do It Differently, and I'm going to talk you through the Vestibular Ocular Reflex exercise today, or the VOR. Now, the VOR is to help retune any imbalance in the function of the balance system in the ears. So, essentially, normal balance systems, when you're sitting still, the vestibular systems are both firing at the same rate. So, essentially, pushing against each other, telling your brain that you're still. When you turn, one fires more, one fires less, opposite thing, opposite direction. And this is what tells your brain what direction you're turning, how far and how fast. Now, if you've got one system that's not working quite as hard as the other, for whatever reason, while you're sitting still, the balance systems will be telling your brain that you're turning slightly when you're not. Then when you actually do move, it's either exaggerated or it's underestimated, depending on direction of movement. Now, your brain does as it's told. If the information is given is wrong, its response is therefore wrong. Then realises that that's not the outcome it was expecting from that information, and it tries to react to sort out what's just gone wrong. Whilst it's still getting wrong information, it's reacting to incorrectly. And this is where you get that feeling of dizziness, the imbalance, the feeling like the world's catching up when you're moving. All those kinds of things, perfectly normal for an imbalance in the function of the balance system in the ears. So the vestibular ocular reflex exercise, really important one to help start to retune that system. So it's not going to get the weaker balance system up to the same level that it was before, but it's going to help teach your brain that actually, instead of this being normal, this is normal and that's okay. So it's to help retune to actually what's happening now. So it's quite simple. Takes about 20 seconds to start with. You need to do this little and often, and that is the key. If you do it every now and then, it's not going to make any difference. You've got to keep giving your brain that same information over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, so your brain can start working out that, yeah, that information isn't right and it wasn't right last time or the time before that. And it starts to tweak its response to try and find that right outcome for that information. So really, really important to keep going. This exercise, because we're stimulating the balance system, will make you feel a bit worse before it makes you feel better. That is a good sign. It shows we are on the right lines, we are doing the right thing. Bear with it, keep going. The more you do this, the easier it will gradually become, but only by keep persisting with it. So just sitting somewhere comfortable, so in your armchair at home, on the side of your bed. You'd be amazed how many people do this sitting on the toilet when you've got nothing better to do, and nobody walking in and looking at it going, what are you doing? Somewhere nice and peaceful. But it's just sitting somewhere comfortable, somewhere safe, just choosing a spot to stare at, either door handle, light switch, something on the wall, or even, if necessary, your thumb at arm's length in the middle to you, so not to the side, must be right in the middle to you. But you're staring at the one thing and you're turning your head like you're saying no to it, but your eyes must stay firmly locked on that one thing the whole time. Do not look away from it. So you're turning your head like you're really, really disappointed at it. And you need to do that for about 20 seconds to start with, should be adequate. As these get easier, you can build up the time frame and do it for a little bit longer. But for about 20 seconds, 4 times every single day, that'll gradually start to get easier. So again, I'll just demonstrate to you once more. So staring at one thing, turning your head. Must keep your eyes firmly locked on that one spot. You start off slowly, and you want to bring it up to that level where it feels a bit unpleasant. So not where you're feeling really awful, but if you're doing it so very slowly that you don't really notice anything, it's not going to do anything. You've got to stimulate the balance system to get it to work harder, to get it to work better. So you want that level where you're looking at the one thing and turning your head, eyes locked on it the whole time. And at that level where it feels unpleasant. So not to the point where it feels awful, but not so gently that it's easy. We want you to feel a bit bad, but not awful. So bear with it, keep going. And if you're doing it at that kind of speed and that feels perfectly easy, bring it a bit quicker. Okay, so as I say, keep focused firmly onto that one spot you're staring at and turn your head. We're not looking for really stretching your vision. You don't want to be going so far that your eye is looking at your nose. You must keep that one thing firmly in focus. So eyes locked on it. Decent head movement. Again, it's not going to really work if you're doing the tiniest movement you can manage. You want a definite movement. And just keep your eyes locked on that one thing. And as I say, don't worry if it feels unpleasant. It gets easier with practice, but only with the practice. This is not going to be an easy thing, and that's okay. It does get easier, but you've got to keep going. So 3 or 4 times every single day, 20 seconds each time at that level where it doesn't feel particularly pleasant, and keep going. Thank you very much. I hope that's been helpful for you.